Hi, welcome back. I'm Lizzie. Obviously, running an Airbnb is a business and we want to make as much money out of this business as we can. So how do we justify raising our nightly price when we're just new to the business? I've got some tips here for you that have worked for me. In the very beginning, I struggled to even get bookings, so I was kind of happy with any money that was coming in. But as I've progressed and I've put a lot of work into it, I can see where these things have really helped me to build up a really good reputation, to get a lot of 5-star reviews, to have a lot of happy guests, and to ultimately be able to keep rising my prices. So these little tips will really help you to stand out from the competition, to raise those prices and make more money. All right, first off, you've got to remember that first impressions are really important. It comes down to what's called the primacy effect. It means that when someone experiences something before other things in a sequence, they remember the first thing more. First impressions really do matter. So from your very first interaction with your guests, make sure that you're super friendly, that you're very quick and responsive to their initial contact with you. Be hospitable, say hi, be friendly, tell them you're looking forward to having them visit. I know there are lots of Airbnb hosts out there that have multiple Airbnbs, and I guess they have to send generated emails and texts. They couldn't possibly sit down and reply to their guests with a personal text. But this is the benefit you have when you only have maybe 1 or 2 Airbnbs, because then you can do everything a lot more personally. And this really helps you to grow because you can give people that personal touch. So those very first interactions are really important. Make them feel special. And then moving on from that, obviously, there's nothing worse than someone arriving and it not being what they expected. They've come in tired after traveling and they notice that it's not what they had envisaged in their mind. It's no good lying to your guests. You've got to be honest. This will come back at you. This will not be a good first impression and they will remember it. It just makes everything else easier when you start off on the right foot. From that first interaction to the photos on your app to sending them their welcome letter, it all builds to giving them a great experience, and it makes them feel secure and safe in the fact that you're a great host and nothing's going to go wrong. People are spending good hard-earned money on staying in your property, and they will be upset if anything goes wrong, particularly from that outset. As we said, from the primacy effect, this is what they will notice. They will remember the first thing that they saw, and this will then, no matter what happens after it in that sequence, that's what they will go back to and remember that very first impression. If you live up to your guests' expectations, they'll be happy from the outset, and that will set the tone for the rest of the holiday. So make sure you make those first impressions as perfect as you can. Do not lie in your photos. Don't lie on your app. Don't lie about anything that you offer. They want to get what they've paid for, and that's when you're going to start getting these really great 5-star reviews, because you're going to have these happy guests. The next thing they're going to notice is how clean your apartment is, or your home, your whatever your property is when they walk in, they're going to notice just how it smells. For a start, make it smell nice. I always spray my apartment with a really nice air freshener. I also spray the pillows and the bed linen and inside the wardrobe, the cupboards. Just, give it a freshen up, spray the curtains maybe. Just give that great first impression again. When they walk through the door, they smell something really nice, and it just sets the tone for having a lovely stay. It just relaxes them and they think, oh, that's nice. So yeah, make sure your apartment is clean, spotlessly clean, and make sure that it smells nice. Read your reviews carefully and make sure that you're getting 5 stars for cleaning. If you're not getting 5 stars for cleaning, this is something you can fix, and it will definitely make a big difference to your reviews, okay? Because I get it mentioned all the time, spotlessly clean, always. Another thing to do is to remove all the photos and knickknacks and dust collectors in your apartment. One, it is going to be a lot less work for you to clean your apartment, not to have to dust all the bits and pieces that you've got around that you think make it look attractive, but unfortunately it's not really going to help you get any more money for your Airbnb. It's just going to cause you more work, and most guests don't want all your stuff around. They've got a lot of luggage, they've got their own belongings, they don't need all your bits and pieces around. So my advice is to clean your space, put away personal photos. You just want to leave a nice and uncluttered, spotlessly clean space for them to come in and enjoy their holiday in. Instead of having fresh flowers, which would be a real hassle to change every time I had a guest coming in and out, and they do get messy and you've got to wash vases and keep them looking lovely all the time. So I bought very good quality fake flowers from a place here in Sydney called Freedom Furniture, and they stock really great California magnolia, which are these lovely big white flowers with lovely big green leaves. And I've had them in my apartment now for nearly 5 years, and they're still in perfect condition. Just dust them from time to time, and they look lovely in a vase when people come through the door. It's a big arrangement. It's just a lovely touch. This tip I got from my girlfriend. She has a beautiful Airbnb, but she has 3 flights of stairs that go up to her Airbnb. Unlike me, I have a lift, which is great. And I remember when I was putting my Airbnb together, she specifically mentioned how lucky I was to have a lift because her guests have to drag their luggage up 3 flights of stairs. She's decorated her apartment like a gorgeous New York loft. She really is fabulous with design. So when her guests finally arrive and they open the door, they get this incredible wow factor. And then when they walk in, obviously it smells beautiful. She's got the lovely fluffy towels on the bed, and she's given them so much extra. She's got a lovely big tray there with lots of spirits and things on it, wine in the fridge, a complete drawer full of snacks and chocolates. She gives them fresh fruit. Now she goes all out. You don't have to maybe go that far out, but I've read her reviews and they do love it. They do really appreciate it. They then will tend to forget about the negative of arriving at an older building, walking up 3 flights of stairs with all their luggage, because when they get there, it's wow. It's more than they expected. So if you're struggling with a negative, what can you do to make a wow factor, to just give that little bit more so that you are overcompensating for what you're missing? They will then give you 5-star reviews because they'll just be so thrilled with getting more than they expected. And that's a really good trick, I think, is to overcompensate. Don't just assume that, well, this is what I'm offering, unless you want to keep your prices down. But if you want to make more money out of your Airbnb, these are the little tricks that you can do to make more money, is just give a bit more. In my apartment, I leave them an umbrella, a yoga mat, spare batteries, spare candles. I leave them face wipes, Band-Aids, cotton wool. Of course, sugar, tea, coffee, milk. I leave sunblock. I leave an international charger. I leave a bottle of wine. I leave some snacks. I leave some chocolates. They all help to make your guests go, oh, that was a nice touch. Oh, that was lovely. I get so many comments about that in my reviews as well, all the extra little touches. Don't think they go unnoticed, because they definitely don't, and they will get you more 5-star reviews, and they will make you more money, because as you build these 5-star reviews, it justifies being able to raise your prices. Now, talking about this, make sure that you've got a pricing tool. I use Beyond Pricing. It is very important if you want to raise your prices. You do this through your app. Just recently we had World Pride here in Sydney, and I was very heavily booked, and I got a very good nightly rate for my apartment, but I had those few extra days here and there available. So what I did, I dropped my minimum booking down to 2 days, and then I went into the app and I just increased those couple of days. I could pick those days out individually and say I want to raise this day and this day by 10%, and you can just do that on the Beyond Pricing app. It's wonderful. And then you go back into your Airbnb calendar and you can see where the pricing, in about half an hour, the pricing's been changed and you've got that new price up. And so I got a little bit extra for those days because I could see how busy it was in Sydney, and you've got to capitalize on it when you can. I know it's hard for people that are looking for accommodation, but this is the business that we're in. We're trying to make money as well, because when times are hard, we don't make as much money. So you've got to make it when you can. You can do whatever you want with this Beyond Pricing app. It's fantastic. I would not be without it anymore. I don't know why I didn't have it in the very beginning, but definitely get that. As I've said many times here, if you want to increase the nightly rate of your property, you need to have lots of great 5-star reviews. You need to ask for those reviews right from the outset. In my welcome letter, I give them all the information they require to arrive at my apartment. And then at the bottom, I'll say, I would love your 5-star review. Please let me know if there's anything else I can do to make your stay perfect. And I'm setting the tone. I'm letting them know that I want a 5-star review for you, and I'm prepared to do what it takes to make sure that you're happy. No one ever comes back to me after that and goes, well, you can do this, 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 and this. It just doesn't happen. So just make sure you offer, just in case there's something that they want. The next thing you do is check in with your guests after they've arrived. Most of the time, they'll come back immediately and say, wow, it's fabulous. Thank you so much, Lizzie. And I know that I've met their initial expectations. It's really important to have that feedback nice and early and at least give them the opportunity to open a conversation with you if they're not happy, or if you've not met their expectations, or if there's something that they desperately need. But at the end of their stay, you also need to ask again for the 5-star review. In the afternoon before they leave, I'll send them a text going, just a reminder to please leave the keys on the glass table. Then I say, please leave me a 5-star review. I would really appreciate it, just with little praying hands under it or a smiley face. And again, they come back and they say, no problem, it's been fantastic, thank you, Lizzie, so much. And I know then that I've, again, met all their expectations and that they've had a wonderful time. And that's what I'm there for. I love being a host. I love hospitality. It's my background, and I get a buzz out of making people happy. I love the money. I would not do it if I could not make money out of it. But my ultimate aim is to make people happy, because then I know the money flows. That's the mindset to have. Don't focus just on the money, but make sure you're thinking about what can I do to make their stay a great experience, and make sure that they're going to want to come back, at least have that mindset that they want to come back. The other thing that I will just drop in here in case you haven't watched my other videos is make sure you empower your guests by giving them lots of local information. I can't tell you how popular my list of restaurants and local information is. When I send it to my guests, they love it. Normally I'll send that, about 4 or 5 days before they arrive so that they can book ahead. Sometimes they'll ask me for it a month in advance if they've seen it on the reviews. They want to know which restaurants I recommend. So this is really important stuff. They love getting information from the host. They love knowing about the local area, walks they can go on, parks, galleries, museums, theatre. Where can they go to eat out that's a really little local haunt that only you would know about if you were a local? Where could they go to get just a nice takeaway? Where do they go to get a great ice cream? Where's the closest shopping centre? Where's the police station? Are there beaches close by? Where's the train station? Just empower your guests with lots of information, because they really appreciate it. And you can give them good local information. And that's what getting the local experience is all about. Give your guests a great experience and they will want to come back. They will remember you as being the best host ever, because you've gone above and beyond what they expected, and you will get constant 5-star reviews. If you're not getting constant 5-star reviews, you will struggle to raise your nightly price. So do whatever it takes to get those reviews coming in constantly 5-star. If you're struggling to get 5-star reviews, read your reviews carefully and try to fix the little areas that you're struggling with, particularly going back to that tip from my girlfriend, and just overcompensate with something else so that you don't have that negative staring them in the face. You've got more of a positive happening. They're my tips. I hope they all help. I hope you can start raising your nightly price. And I'll see you next time.